lot to write down.
Sorry.
Murray,
Abstain?
Smith,
Aye.
Burns,
Abstain.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Lansford.
Aye.
3 ayes, 0 nays, and 2 abstain.
Okay, next up is the 2021 fire department contract. It's the same as all the years.
I'll make a motion to accept the 2021 fire department contract.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Kiefer,
Aye.
Lansford,
Aye.
Burns,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Murray.
Aye.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstain.
Next up is 2021 ambulance contract.
We have a resolution that we approve the 2021 ambulance contract.
I'll second it.
Roll call?
Lansford,
Aye.
Burns,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Murray.
Aye.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstain.
And next up is the 2021 dog pound contract.
Make a resolution to approve the 2021 dog pound contract.
Second it.
Roll call?
Murray,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Burns,
Aye.
Kiefer,
Aye.
Lansford.
Aye.
5 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstain.
And then we have the 2021 Quad County Land Use Permit. They did supply us with insurance.
I was just curious about that. If they have an accident on the roads, even though they have insurance, can the town be sued? Does anybody know that?
No, everyone in the snowmobile has their own insurance.
But, I'm one of those people that anybody can sue anybody, so I'm just curious if they had an accident, even though they have insurance,
The
could they still?
municipality is covered under the New York State General Liability Policy of no less than $1 million and shall be named as an additional insured. A copy of the insurance certificate will be mailed. So we have $1 million of insurance.
I make a motion, we accept this for the Quad County land use.
I second it.
For 1 year.
Kiefer,
Isn't he a friend of yours, Emily?
Aye.
Yes, he is.
I don't think you should be seconding it then.
You really like to make a mountain out of a molehill all the time.
No, I don't. She admitted at the last meeting that he was a friend of hers. Just general common sense, if it's a friend of hers, she shouldn't be making a motion or voting on it.
You're always worrying about, what about all the cars that drive on the road and get in an
Motion.
accident?
Hey, I'm just bringing up, I'm trying to look out for the people of the town.
you want a second?
Okay, I will abstain, Tom.
No, thank you. I mean, there's been so much stuff done down here wrong, I'm just trying to do things
Oh,
by
I
the
know,
book.
Tom, we do everything wrong.
Well, there's been a lot done.
Yep.
Do we want to talk about that?
Sure.
What have we done wrong?
The independent responsibility of the highway superintendent for the maintenance and repair of town roads, when combined with a town board's control over finances, can prove to be a source of contention and conflict between the highway superintendent and town boards. With respect to expenditures made for improvement and repair of highways, so-called item 1, the resolution of this potential conflict is found in section 284 of the highway law. Referred to by the court as one of the most essential and important provisions of the highway law, section 284 of the highway, herein 284, requires that prior to expending any funds appropriated for improvement or repair of highways, the town board and the town highway superintendent execute an agreement dictating how and where such funds shall be expended, as no expenditures of item 1 funds can be made in the absence of any such agreement. Failure to abide by the mandate of 284 carries significant legal and practical implications. The mandatory language of section 284 prohibits the expenditure on the repair or improvements of highway in the absence of any agreement. The purpose behind this agreement is to create a system of checks and balances whereby the town board and the highway superintendent each play a role to ensure that the money raised for the improvement and repair of town highways is expended with the best interest of the town in mind.
Tom, I'll stop you right there. We did the 284 agreement this spring. We
You did the
went every
284
year.
and he had already purchased gravel and I brought it up and nobody said anything, so it was basically illegal.
We had a COVID problem. We went through that.
And other towns have had COVID problems too. He could have sent it out to each board member and asked for approval. It doesn't matter.
It was an issue this year
No.
to get the gravel.
It doesn't matter.
No, it wasn't. We got gravel a month.
It was not an issue.
Oh my gosh.
You
All
agreed
right.
to that the year before.
The law was,
That company
the law was
crushed gravel.
broken, period. And right
You
there it
agreed
spells
to
it out.
You voted on it to have that gravel crushed the year before.
Not crushing the gravel, all the stone that you went and bought for the oil and stone. You went and purchased all that before the 284 was even approved.
Tom,
how
you
was
know,
this supposed
we
to get
work together as a town, not keep fighting and picking at each other about everything.
Hey, I brought this up, that the law was broken, and nobody said anything, so here we are again.
So what are we supposed to do about it if it was already done and over with?
Well, that's why I'm just
Yeah.
bringing it up. They
We
said
did
there,
not have meetings for 2 months
it
now.
doesn't matter, the laws,
And you don't do it again.
That's it, we don't do it again.
That's
Okay,
right.
Job it.
the law's the law.
Well, it's the law.
Well, I brought it up and you guys didn't want to do anything, you all sat there with
It was
the...
already
All right,
done.
we need to move on.
All right, you just keep breaking the law then, that's what I said.
Well,
The law's been broken and nobody wants to do anything
What do you
about
wanna
it.
do about it?
Well, you should be charged then if you want
Oh,
to
you
know the
wanna charge
technical.
me that?
Get hold of the town attorney, let's see.
Yeah, let's spend more money on something
Yeah.
stupid.
No, hey, the law's the law. Isn't that what you said before, Sue? The law's the law. There's the law, I just read it to you.
You're
Significant
the
legal
lead
consequences. Huh?
You're the lead interpreter.
Well, hey,
There's nothing.
I'm just reading it from the
interpreted.
comptroller's
Pretty-
office.
Pretty damn blatant.
They had to get something for the roads. Did they do anything wrong?
You
No.
yeah,
Yes, they did. He
We
just
need
read
to
it
move
to you. and
forward
that's
with
the law.
town business.
on.
this
There's
is town
a-
business.
Get your families. Just quit it.
Okay,
Okay.
Hello?
let's go
Hi,
back.
Justin, can you hear us?
I bet.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi,
I can't get one on here because I don't.
we're not doing video, right? Just
No,
make sure.
no. I didn't know if you were gonna
Okay.
be on video or not.
Can
We,
we see-
actually, can you put yourself on video so we can see you?
Sure, I even put a shirt on.
Okay, because we, put the TV up so everyone can see you.
Let me,
Oh dear, everyone can you see
Can I
it?
see you? See you on you? I'll come to you.
Or do you wanna
I can't
go
do
out
it.
to Marianne? Find
See,
Marianne.
I can see it.
Can you see okay? Can you hear us okay?
yeah, I hear you great.
Okay.
Am I up already, or should I just?
Oh, you're there.
We can see you.
You're
I don't know
up,
if you can see us.
everyone's watching you,
Okay.
you got the
Oh.
floor.
All right, well, I don't know if I'm less nervous or more nervous.
That's
I
fine.
can't see anything, so it's kinda, seems okay. Well, hope everyone's doing well. It's been a while. So, yeah, we are still chugging along here with Barron. And I can give a brief update where we're at and just to keep you guys in the loop. Just first off, I haven't been to the site since, I think it was the last time I was there was for the Fremont meeting in March. So, you know, we've been pretty much cut off from traveling. There's been various travel restrictions in New York too, so it's made it difficult to come over there. But you know, I just want to point out I haven't been to the other towns either, so I'm not really, you know, just not going to Fremont again. I'm actually just not going to the site. So hopefully things pick up again, you know, in the next hopefully couple of months. With the project in general, you know, we are moving forward with the phase 1 for the project. Our current capacity for that project is about 122 megawatts, and we are hoping to start construction on that this coming summer, so summer of 21, with an expected COD by the end of 2022. The plan would be still to put the turbines in the towns of Cohocton, Wayland, and Dansville. As far as Fremont goes for phase 1, we do have about, I think it's 3 miles of underground collection line that would plan to be installed in the town. There would also be about 3/4 of a mile, 0.75 miles of public roads, of Fremont's roads, that I believe it's 2 turbines that would need to cross, that we would you know, use the current road use agreement for that. We do still not have a decision from the judge regarding the Article 78 that's been going on in the town of Cohocton. So we were hoping for a decision within a 60-day time period that I don't believe is firm, but was expected and that just passed yesterday. So the hearing was October 7th, and so we're still waiting to hear the decision regarding the Article 78. Yeah, so that's pretty much the update. We are in the middle of just making sure that our engineering is progressing, making sure that some of the compliance filings are being made. We have been a little bit on a pause just in the last few months as we reconvene for the 2022 planned COD. So we just wanted to make sure that our layout would not need to change, or that the turbines that we plan to use would not need to change. So all of that is still basically what we had assumed for 2021, just moving back to 2022. Yeah, so we are just working through the compliance conditions now, been having meetings on that to start submitting those again. And I expect there to be a lot of those being submitted over the next 3 to 4 months to line up hopefully with the start of construction sometime in the summer. So that's kind of an update, just a brief one. If there's any questions, I'm happy to answer.
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I've got a question, Justin. On the complaint resolution, it's my understanding that the town was never notified about that, but yet it was put on the state site that we were notified.
Okay. What's the question?
About the complaint resolution, the town was never notified about that, but your company put on the state site that we were notified about it.
Okay, so I don't know if that was through the DMM that you guys would have been notified, but yeah, I think that was filed some time ago. So if you want, I can follow up. Are you're just asking whether or not you were notified? Or
No, okay, Emily, was the town never notified on that?
The town was never notified that you were making changes to the complaint resolution. And then it was put on the DMM, and it almost looked like you went to the state and discussed with them, and then it was just put on there. There was never any discussion with the towns.
Okay. All right, well, I can follow up on that if you, if you have any questions about the complaint resolution plan, happy to go through that, or we can set up another time for that. But I don't believe that it has changed much over the last year at least. So if there's specific questions or anything, happy to answer.
Well, it was just about the process that we weren't notified. That was my concern.
Okay.
Any other questions? Dean?
I just wondered why we were even going through any of this. I mean, we sit here at a stalemate, phase 1, phase 2, doesn't matter. Town of Fremont voted not to. Why are we even monkeying with it?
What is the plan for phase 2?
So right now, it has not changed. So we still don't see a phase 2 happening unless we're able to put taller turbines up. So I think based on the last meeting, the town board did not sound interested in that. We are still interested in moving forward with a phase 2, but right now as it sits with the project, the economics just don't pan out with the shorter turbines. So we are more than happy to discuss, a layout and what a phase 2 would look like in the town and what it would mean for the town and the school districts if that is of interest. So we are, just haven't really changed. The situation hasn't changed. I know there's talk in New York for different policy changes regarding renewables. So we can, revisit this if any of those changes happen. But as it sits right now, we're interested in a phase 2. It just would have to be the taller turbines. Which I think, just to refresh, we were open to the idea of increasing setbacks, keeping a further distance away from non-participating houses, if that was acceptable to the town in order to potentially look at changing the law or amending the law regarding the height restriction in the town. But as it as it sits right now, we just, didn't see the shorter turbines working out in the town.
Dean, anything else?
No, I think he's explained it all. I mean, he's laid it on the line, just like it was before. That's the way it is. That's where we are.
So Justin, I'm a little confused on the money for the HCA. It sounds, we were told that we'd be getting that in phase one. And it sounds like the attorney's saying one thing, you're saying something else. Could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, the HCA, so what are you saying about, you're saying that someone said that we would
Well, you got
pay
here,
during this?
we've got here, it said, we discussed the host community agreement and what payments will be made to the town. The HCA is pretty clear that most of the payments will only come due if Barren Winds commences construction turbines in the town. Mr. Moscato and I have some disagreement on when the $56,000 payment would be due, but he said that Barren Winds is willing to pay that once construction of phase one commences. So can we anticipate that the town could receive that money next summer?
Yeah, that is correct. So I think Jim Moscato and your attorney did speak about this, just to try to clarify. So the HCA does call for the $56,000 for, I think it's mostly related to legal fees. It does mention the remainder of intervenor funds that are left as it pertains to Fremont. I don't have what that number is right now, but assuming we got something back from the intervenor account, that would we would make a payment to Fremont for that money. So it'd be $56,000 plus whatever is left in the intervenor account for Fremont.
Okay.
I think that was over $100,000.
I have in my notes that it was $106,000, but I think that was December of last year, so it maybe has not changed.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding this then, after phase one is completed, so if the windmills come or don't come, it sounds like if they don't come and they start phase one, we're going to get that money, is that correct? Your understanding of that?
This money that I'm talking about, yes, you would get that, but that would actually happen at the start of construction.
Of phase one.
So if we started next summer,
Right.
it would come then. Regarding like a host fee or something that's related to turbines built in Fremont, so that unfortunately would not come, but the money we're speaking about with the 56 and intervenor balance would be at the start of construction.
So
That I think is what Jim talked about.
start of construction in phase one you're referring to?
Yes.
Okay,
With phase one.
that's what I just wanted to
I think
clarify.
that there wasn't, obviously, we didn't plan on this, we didn't consider this phasing approach when the HCA was negotiated, so just to clarify, we are willing to make that payment, even though we're not looking to build turbines in Fremont for phase one.
Okay, thank you.
Cindy, did you have any questions?
No, he just answered it.
Okay. Anyone else from the audience while we have Justin on? Meeting? I think we're good then, Justin.
Okay, well, I will add that my phone line or email is open. If the town is willing or looks at, is interested in revisiting this, just give us a call. We're happy to go through that and set up a meeting once things open up again.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for doing the Zoom meeting and stuff.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't be there in person, and hope everyone's staying safe and have a good night.
You too. Merry Christmas.
Okay,
See ya.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.
We need to finish the approval of the 2021 Clark County land use. We have Carol motioning and Dean seconding. Can I finish the roll call?
Roll call.
Okay. O'Keefer,
All right.
Flansburgh,
Nay.
Stern,
Aye.
Smith,
Aye.
Murray.
Abstain.
3 ayes, 1 nay, and 1 abstain.
So as we went through or Tom went through the bottom part of Seth Poulin's email. It talks about the host community agreement and, the construction payment. So it sounds like we will be receiving that when they start phase 1.